In this lesson we're going to look at how to calculate income tax. So when you earn money, the government take tax off you. They do this so that they have then funds to spend on particular things that they want to. Now when you get paid, some of the money they are not allowed to tax, and this is called your personal allowance. Now the information I've got here is accurate from the year 2011 to 2012. Now whatever year you're watching this video on, the personal allowance is probably higher than that now, but this is how to do it with a personal allowance of £8,105. That means the first £8,105 of your money the government won't tax. It will tax everything else though. Now the income tax rates are banded, so after your £8,105 up to £34,000 or 370, you get 20% is paid to the government. Over and above 34,000, between 34 and 150,000, you're taxed at 40%. Then anything over £150,000, you're taxed at 50%. Now, this does not mean that if you earn £150,000 a year, half of it goes to the government. Anything over that is taxed at 50%. So say you were paid £160,000 a year, only £10,000 would be taxed at 50%. But anyway, let's look at an example on how this works. So a teacher on level 6 of the salary scale was paid £34,200 per annum. This was accurate at this date. How much income tax would they then pay? So the first thing we have to do is, the government can't tax all of this, it can only tax everything above £8,105. We need to do a takeaway sum to see what the government can actually tax. So you take your salary and you take off the personal allowance, which is £8,000. Okay, so the government has got access to £26,095. They can tax that. Now what we do with this is we have to find out if it's in one category or it splits into two categories, or even three sometimes. So this £26,000 is in this first category. It's between 0 and 34,000. It's not over 34,370, so we don't need to worry about the 40% tax band. So basically the tax is 20% of this. So to work that out, 20% of 26,095, you can either divide by 5 because 20% is a fifth, or divide by 100 and so on like we did in the last lesson, divide by 100 times 20, or do 20 divided by 100 multiplied by this. But that comes out to be £5,219. And that's your answer. That's what the income tax is in 1 year. Okay, let's look at a slightly more complicated example, one which goes into the 40% bracket. So an offshore oil rig worker is paid £75,000 a year. How much income tax would they pay? Well, same as before, we have to subtract our personal allowance. The government's not allowed to tax you on the £8,000 of this 75, so we need to do a takeaway sum to see what the government can tax, and that comes to £66,895. Now, of this, the first 34,370 is taxed at 20%. So that's what we calculate. We calculate 20% of the first 34,370. Okay, so 20% of that divided by 5 or so on, and that comes to 6,875. Now this amount, the 20%, if this value here is over 34,270, it will always be 20% of this value. And if that value changes, say it was in the year 2013 or 2014, again, if the amount here is greater than this amount here, you will always take 20% of this amount first. But how do you get the rest? What's 40% taxed at? So it's basically 40% of the difference between this value and this value. If we're taxing 20% of that, then the rest adding up to this, it's going to be this value here. And that's 32,525. Okay, and that comes to 13,010. So remember, these two figures here must add up to this. That's how it works. And to get that, you could just do a takeaway sum of these two figures. Now, the total income tax, therefore, is 20% at that and 40% at this. So if you add these two together, you'll get your correct answer. 1985 in 1 year, 19,885. I guess that must there be a 5, then I'll just change that.